When dealing with smart filters and smart objects, you have to go about things a little bit differently than what you typically would with just regular layers and regular filters. Now, the cool thing about the smart filters is that you can go back and you can change them at any time. So you definitely want to use those. But here's a little trick around them, okay? There may be other ways of doing this, but this is just the way that I do it. And as we've went over before, we're very fortunate in that Photoshop allows us usually 2 or 3 different ways to do the same thing. So here's the way I do it. You have your image copy down here, but it's locked. So I'm just going to unlock that, okay? And then I'm going to turn off the glass filter. All right, we're not going to use that just right now. And so I'm going to target image copy, and I'm going to show you how I would do this. I would just like go ahead and use the image copy, and I've got my quick selection tool, and let's just select this guy here. And I'm just, I would want a better selection from you all, but I'm just going to try to do this real quick. Say real quick, and then I start getting into the details of it. That's the designer in me coming out. Okay. I want to add that. Oh no, I don't want to add that. I want to take that away. And I want to take that steeple away and that steeple away. And again, you can zoom in and do a much better job than what I'm doing. All right, so I have the sky pretty much selected. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Command C or Control C and Command V or Control V, and that's a copy and paste. All right, so now I have a copy of the sky above my image copy. So if I turn the image copy off, all you're going to see is my sky. And you can see I didn't do a really good job of selecting because I got some of the tree branches in there and stuff. So that's why you'd want to zoom in and do better than me. Okay, but now I can turn this into a smart object. Well, oh, go up here. I was wanting to right click on it and turn it into a smart object. They should have that on a right click menu, shouldn't they? Okay, and then I'm going to add a filter to it, and I'll just go to my filter gallery and come up with something like texture. That's kind of neat because that gives it a canvas effect. Okay, so now look, it looks like it's on canvas, and that's pretty cool, but it's only affecting that sky. Now let's say and you notice that this filter, I have to keep it turned off, because if I have that on, it is actually masked out everything else. Okay, so it's affecting the whole image, and that's why actually I'm just going to take that and throw it away. We're not going to use that, and I'm not even sure what that is. That was part of a file. Okay, so now let's say I wanted to do something with the building. Me click on my image copy again. I'm going to target that. I've got my quick selection tool, and I'm just going to select this castle here. And again, I'm not going to do a really good job, but you all are going to do a much better job, right? Okay, and I'm going to take away from that selection a little bit, a little bit there, a little bit more. I'm going to add to it right here by holding my shift key. I'm going to add that, that little steeple, right there. Okay, so that's kind of good. It's not the best selection, but on stuff like this, you don't have to be really precise anyway, because it's just kind of going to blend together pretty much, unless you do something really outrageous with your filters. Then it'll really stand out, but for the most part, you can be a little bit sloppy. Okay, so now I have that selected. I'm still on my image copy. I have that targeted, so I'm going to do Command C, Command B, or Control C, Control B if you're on a PC. And I'm going to go up here to my menu, go to Convert to Smart Object, and now I am going to put a filter on that. Let's go to the Filters gallery and come up with something spectacular. Let's not do texture. What can we do? Something that really stands out. Oh no. Stands out but looks good. Plastic wrap, that's kind of neat. No. Paint daubs. That's not bad. Poster edges. Rough pastels, smudge stick, sponge, underpainting. I have to go through all these. That's just what I do. Oh, I like that. Accented edges. I like that one. Let's go with that one. Looks like it's gold. And you can play around with the edges. Whatever you want to do. Okay, so now there's a big golden castle there. Alright? And now I've decided, you know what? No, I don't want to do that. I've decided that I don't want it to be that bright. So I'm going to tone it down a little bit. Now that's the cool thing about smart filters, is being able to go back in and do that. If I hadn't saved that as a smart object and put a smart filter on there, then I wouldn't be able to go back in there and edit. I would just have that filter on there, then I would have to take the filter off, and I would have to actually go back in my history panel, take all that off, and redo it again. So you want to use smart filters as often as you possibly can. Okay, now, so there's two things that I did. Let's do the flowers, and that'll be the last thing I'll do, just to show you that, and you know, I can select, well, actually I say that, but it's not going to let me. Let me target back on the image copy. I started to say I can make a selection and then go to the image copy to copy and paste, because typically you can do that. Well, why is it doing that? Fancy. Okay, wait a minute. Let's take this off and this off, because I think it's capturing something there. There we go. Just deselect. Yeah, that's what it was doing. It was picking up on some of those filters I already had going up above it. So now that I shut them off, I'm able to actually go in there and grab those flowers a little bit better. I'm going to take that. I don't want the greenery so much as I want the flowers. And that's the cool thing about the quick selection tool. It kind of picks up on what you're doing by selecting and deselecting different areas. Okay, so I'm going to do Command C, Command V, Control C, Control V to copy and paste. And you see all I have is flowers. And then I'm going to change that to a smart object. And I'm going to go get another filter and put on these flowers. That's not bad. Accented edges, ink outlines, something really bright. Dark strokes. Stylize. Nah, we don't want none of these. Let's see what that looks like. That's just crazy looking. Let's see here. Try again. Try again. Film, fresco, plastic wrap, nah. Paint daubs. Oh, I kind of like that. Let's go with that. Sharpness. Let's turn that up some. Brush type. That kind of brightens them up, doesn't it? And you know, this is what you have to do with the filter gallery. You just got to go in here and play with this stuff. There's no way you can remember all this stuff. And it changes from picture to picture. I say I like that. That's really bright. That's a little too bright, you know. But, hey, look, I can go right in here and I can turn that down. Let's go to that. Maybe. Okay. Not exactly what I'm wanting. Let me turn these back on so we can see the whole picture. Okay. But you see, I have put 3 filters on this one image, and I've been able to go in and create different selections based upon image copy, that main bottom layer, turn those into smart objects, and then apply filters, which, since it's a smart object, become smart filters. And then smart filters allow me to go back in and make edits to those. So that is the way that you would work with smart filters. If you have any questions or you need me to show you anything else, feel free to let me know. I'll be happy to do so. Thanks.